What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm down at Hendrick BMW Northlake getting to check out the 2021 BMW M4 Competition. Huge shout out to them for providing this car for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That will be down in the description below. This model here is finished off in black sapphire metallic and it has an MSRP just over $80,000. Let's go ahead and start off today's review by jumping up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 3-liter twin power turbo inline 6-cylinder engine. This is paired with the 8-speed M-Steptronic transmission, and it pumps out just over 500 horsepower, around 6,200 RPM, and 479 pound-feet of torque as low as 2,700 RPM. This model is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in right around 3,800 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, up to its top speed of 155 miles an hour. If you opt for the M driver's package, that brings that top speed up to 180 miles an hour. This has a wheelbase of 112.5 inches. Its overall length is 189.1. It has a width of 74.3 and a height of 54.8 inches. And with all those specs out of the way, we can go ahead and jump into the exterior walk around on the all-new M4. So I'm going to start up front with the kidney style grille. You'll notice it's redesigned compared to previous generations, but I think it has a great look. You'll also notice that the lines in the top corners here extend to the hood, so it gives it a really nice flowing design. You'll also notice all the other contoured lines in the hood as well, just to give it that aggressive look. This also has adaptive LED headlights along with LED DRLs. You'll see they have a really nice C-shaped design to them, wrapping around the headlights and the high beams. And then coming back to the grille here, you'll notice all of the horizontal slats are finished off in gloss black. This will definitely provide maximum cooling for this engine. This also has a forward-facing camera right in between the grille, along with parking sensors. You'll see the M4 Competition badge as well. And then on both sides of that grille, you'll see even more mesh to provide more cooling. There's also air inlets on the far end of the bumper to help improve with better aerodynamics. And you can see all of these contoured lines in the front end of the bumper just to give it that aggressive look. And making our way to the side profile now for the M4 Competition, I'm going to start off with these wheels. We do have a staggered setup. They measure 19 inches up front and 20 inches in the rear. You'll see they have a multi-spoke design to them, also finished off in black, which gives it a really clean look being black on black. You'll notice just behind the wheels we have the blue calipers. This has 6 pistons up front with the rotors measuring 15 inches and single pistons in the rear with the rotors measuring 14.5 inches. You'll also notice the M4 Competition badge just behind the front wheels. And then making our way to these side mirrors now, they are body colored. They feature the integrated turn signal and a camera as well as part of the 360 camera system, which I'll show later in this video. As we make our way up to the roof now, you'll see it's finished off in carbon fiber. I love both lines that run down each side of the shark fin antenna. Just give it a really clean look. You'll notice the window trim is also finished off in black, and then we have a combination of clean lines running down the side, along with these side skirts protruding out just to give it that added aggressive look. And finishing up in the rear, you'll see this model has a trunk mounted spoiler. It's finished off in the same black sapphire metallic. This also has a backup camera. It's nicely integrated into the lower section of the BMW badge, and we have all the parking sensors in the lower section of the bumper. You'll also notice this model has LED taillights. We have a really nice sleek design for the taillights themselves there. And then on the lower section of the bumper, you'll see it protrudes out nicely, flowing with the side skirt design that you saw. So just gives it an aggressive look from this back corner, and it flows nicely with the rear diffuser here. You'll see a few fins to add to that aggressive look, and we also have the quad tip dual exhaust finished off with black tips. Now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the interior on the BMW M4 Competition. So with the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket, all I have to do is grab on the door handle. You will hear it automatically unlock. And now we can take a look at this beautiful door panel where you'll see leather and stitching on the armrest. We have brushed aluminum surrounding lock and unlock. It's also on the release handle itself. This model has the 19-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. We have more leather on the grab handle. You'll see the window controls and the side mirror adjustments just inside of that, along with the memory seating adjustments. And then down in the lower section of the door, you'll see a little bit of storage space along with a spot for a drink. And we also have the release for the power trunk. And now moving inside, you'll see M4 Competition down on the door sill. And we can go ahead and take a look at these beautiful leather seats. You'll see the M4 badge in the headrest. We also have suede running down parts of the seat just to give it a really nice design with the leather. You can see the insert running down has a really nice design to it as well. And the forward section of the seat is adjustable, so we can pull on this lever here and slide that forwards and backwards. And then down on the side of the seat, we have the bolster and lumbar support along with all of the other adjustments. And now once inside with my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and start it up. And then looking at the left side of the digital gauge cluster, you'll see the fuel gauge along with the miles per hour. Over on the right side is the tach and engine temperature. You'll see some other information as well. And then when you do have the navigation on and running, that will be active right in the center. As we make our way to the steering wheel now, you'll see the BMW colors stitched on the inside of the leather steering wheel just to give it a great look. We have the M4 badge along with the heated steering wheel. On the left side, you'll see all of the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. And then on the right side, we have volume and tuning for the radio, along with voice commands and Bluetooth. You'll also notice the red M Sport buttons that you can customize, which I'll show later in this video. And you'll see them pop up on the lower section of the gauge cluster. And this also has the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, which are finished off in aluminum. As we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see there's a small cubby down below if you want to place any items there. We have a dimmer switch for the gauges, along with all the headlight and parking lights. You'll also notice this model has ambient lighting. So we have blue running just underneath the release handle, along with under one air vent. And then making our way to the center, we have the 10.3-inch navigation screen. So you can either use this system as a touchscreen, or you can use all the controls down below. So you'll see home, map and navigation, along with media and phone. There's a rotary dial, along with back and option. So with it on the home screen, you'll see the navigation along with music. We have phone. You can look at your setup, which is part of the M Sport buttons, along with engine data, TPMS. You can also look at some more data like your MPG, along with traffic conditions and the compass. And then if we go all the way back to this bar over on the left side, you can scroll through between your media and phone. You can pull up the navigation in full screen if you'd like to. You can go to your car care or different settings, your vehicle status, so you can look at your TPMS, your oil life, and various things like that. If we click on the back button, we can go up to the M mode, where you can configure those red buttons that I showed on the steering wheel. So just by clicking on this, you can go into your engine, your transmission, you have your chassis, your steering, and your braking. You can change all this too just by clicking on it. You can go from comfort to sport plus. You can do this for all of these as well. You'll notice just underneath that there are two air vents, along with the hazards and the intelligent safety. So you can quickly get to that just by clicking on that button and configure this if you'd like to. So you can monitor your forward collision along with your lane departure assist. We have the active blind spot that you can go into as well. And then just underneath that, there's a small LCD screen. This is for all the climates. So if I go ahead and turn that on, you'll see the temperature on the driver and the passenger side. We have the heated seat controls on both sides of those toggles, along with some more AC functions as well. And it's really nice to see all of the AC controls finished off in aluminum. You'll notice just below that we have power and volume for the radio, along with mode, a bunch of presets that you can use, and then tuning over on the right side. You'll see this really nice pattern running through the center area here. If we go ahead and push on this, it will automatically open up, and it reveals two cup holders along with a wireless charging port and a USB and 12 volt. We can go ahead and close that up just to give it a cleaner look. And then moving on to the leather wrap shifter now. You'll see on the back side, this is the adjustment that I mentioned earlier on being able to control the transmission. If we go all the way over to the right, that is in drive. And then if we go all the way over and up and to the left, that is for reverse. So you'll see the backup camera up here. We have the top-down view on the right side. This also has automatic parking along with the backup assistance. And if we swipe over on the left side, you can go into the 3D view. So now we can view this entire vehicle and what's around us. You can click on these shortcuts too over on the right side to pinpoint where you'd like to see around this vehicle, and you'll see the camera switch to wherever you push on, which is a great touch to see. So definitely gives you plenty of visibility around this entire vehicle. You can also click on the car wash angle too. So of course, if you're pulling into a car wash or even a parking space, this gives you a great view as to how close you are to an object and where your front wheels are. And then on the back side of the shifter, we can just push the P to put the vehicle into park, of course. And then you'll see on the left side, we have the traction control along with a shortcut to the camera system. Also, by pushing on that button, that will pull up the front-facing camera. There's the engine start-stop feature, along with actually turning on and off the engine. We have the M mode just behind that, and by pushing on that, you'll also see the tach change. So this is the regular view. If we push on the M mode, you'll see the tach change just a little bit with your gear right in the center, along with your miles per hour. Just behind that, we have a setup button for more things that you can configure, along with the exhaust note button. As you already heard, we have the auto hold assist along with the parking brake. You can see the M4 Competition written out over on the right side. And then making our way to the leather wrapped armrest. We'll go ahead and open this up, where you'll see there's a good amount of storage space, along with a USB-C in the front section. And then making our way to the glove box now, you'll see there's a lot of space for all of your items that have to go there. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats. And then last up, you'll see up top, we have the dome lights. Now it's time to go ahead and check out the backseat room for the BMW M4. So I already went ahead and pulled the backrest latch here. It moved the seat all the way forward, giving me plenty of room to hop into the back seat. And so you'll see at 5'10", I actually have a good amount of room. My head is just up against the headliner here, and with the front seat set at my height, I have a few inches in front of my knees. I can easily place my feet up underneath the seat. So this is a functional back seat for two people. Really nice to see that. You can also see the BMW colors stitched into the seat belts. We have a little bit of storage space on both sides along with an armrest. And these back seats have a 40-20-40 split. So you can fold down this middle seat here if you have some larger items or if you'd like to use it for an armrest. And then you can fold all of these seats down to give you a lot more space. So this is a very practical four-seater vehicle. And you'll also notice too, right in the center console area, we have two air vents along with the temperature adjustments and two USB-C ports down below. And last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. So you can use that button on the door panel. There's one on the key fob, or you can just push up underneath the BMW logo and it will automatically open up. So you'll see there's a lot of space back here, even with the back seats up. We have a little bit of a cubby and a net on the passenger side. There's another net over on the driver's side. And then we also have the releases for the back seats. So if you pull on these, you can fold down the back seats and you can see just how much more storage space you have in this vehicle. And then with the power trunk, we can either close and lock the vehicle or just close it. All right, so getting the 2021 BMW M4 Competition out on the road now, I think the first thing that I want to talk about with this vehicle is how practical it is. You're getting sports car performance with the practicality of having other people in here with you and the fact that you can put in larger items if you need to. So honestly, this would be a fantastic daily driver if this is the only vehicle that you're looking for, because as you saw in today's video, at 5'10", I am incredibly comfortable in those back seats. So I could be back there for a long period of time if I needed to. And at the same time, we have that performance where you could bring 3 other people with you, take a turn just like that at normal cruising speed, and have the best of both worlds. So with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and pop it into the manual setting there. We have the exhaust note in the sport mode setting. I also have the transmission to shift in the quickest setting there as well. So down to second. Wow, you can feel a little bit of that shift, and it's enough to add a little bit of drama to it. Now, if you want to tone that down slightly, we can go all the way down into setting 1 basically, which is going to give you a little bit more of a delay, I'm going to call it. So we'll go down to a 3rd gear here. And you can feel it does get a little bit slower in the shifts, but there's not as much of that drama as going all the way up into setting 3. Versatility of how sporty you want to get with this vehicle, and you can also adjust it. As you saw, we have these red M buttons on the steering wheel. You can go in and configure everything as I showed earlier and quickly get to that setting. So if you're ready to daily drive, you can have M1 there, and if you're ready for back mountain roads or the track, simply push on M2, have it set up and ready to go for the driving that you're going to do. So that is awesome to see. Those downshifts sound really good. It's not a loud car, but at the same time, you can definitely hear it, especially under acceleration. We'll go ahead and give it a little bit of gas here from second. As we come around this turn, I mean, that was nothing. This car is very well planted. The steering in it feels really nice as well. So you're definitely getting that BMW performance, and pretty much across their whole lineup, they have really good performing vehicles, and they're focused for that driver enthusiast. We have a lot of technology on the inside here, but at the same time, you just want to get in your BMW and drive it. So it's really nice. You have the digital gauge cluster here with everything very visible. So it's a really nice setup. You have everything that you could possibly need. We even have the heads-up display, and I forgot to show this earlier, but you have 2 different modes for your heads-up display. Currently in the normal setting, I'm looking at my miles per hour along with my speed, but if I go ahead and push on M mode, where I showed earlier the gauge cluster change, Now we have the tach running across the heads-up display, along with what gear you're in, your miles per hour, and the speed limit sign. So that is all of the information that you need if you're out on back mountain roads, you're even taking this to the track. At the same time too, this is a really comfortable ride. I love the suspension. As we come around this left turn now, I love seeing that tach. Wow. It handles those so well. We have plenty of power, and that's not doing anything crazy. This has so much more potential than I'm showing in today's video. So let's go ahead and talk about some more practical aspects of daily driving this, like visibility. You already saw the camera system that I showed earlier, but as far as overall visibility goes from the driver's seat here, it's really easy to see all around. I love the amount of glass that we have. The windows for the backseat passengers there are actually quite large, so you can see a good bit over your left and right shoulder. The pillars are not all that bulky. So I'll go ahead and pop it back over into normal mode, and we'll let the vehicle accelerate and shift itself. And just like you would expect, we get up to the speed limit just like that, very smooth in those shifts. And I believe you can actually adjust that too for the car shifting. So that same button on the back side of the shifter, if I go ahead and slow down here, they get a little bit more crisp in the downshifts and the upshifts, which is so cool to do. Like, listen to how quickly that comes down to first gear there as we come to a stop. That is really cool to see. So if you don't want to use the paddles and you want the vehicle to have very quick shifts, I mean, those are very quick, and it feels just like I was using the paddle shifters. Just to add to that drama, it's very cool. I love the versatility of how many different settings you can go through in your M4. You can dial this in exactly how you like to drive it. It's very quiet on the inside too. Just cruising now at a normal speed out on the highway here, it's very quiet. It's very well insulated. You're definitely going to enjoy daily driving this. I still have it in the aggressive transmission setting there. Let's go all the way back down to 1. And it kind of tones down just a little bit, like you're driving a normal automatic, or more of a normal automatic than being in the upper setting there. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2021 BMW M4 Competition. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys give this a video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on our daily uploads. I'll see you guys in the next video.